All right. So, hello everyone. I hope I'm audible to all of you. Please let me know in the live chat if I'm audible or not. So, welcome back to this particular channel of Pradhan Academy. Right. So, today we are going to discuss on the topic of permutations and combinations. Right. One of a very interesting topic. And I will tell you that this topic is really important for the case of your mains as well as for your advance also. Right. And if you look at your probability, chapter of probability, you will see there are questions which are basically based on the chapter of permutations and combination, right? So this is going to be a really important chapter and it's a very interesting chapter. Okay. Once you understand the basics, that is fundamental laws of counting, especially the fundamental laws of addition principles and the multiplication principles, then this chapter is going to be really simple and easy for all of you, right? So let us try to see how we are going to study this particular chapter, right? So today I am basically going to discuss the chapter keeping in mind the upcoming JEE mains examination. All right. So we are going to discuss for the JEE mains and we are going to take a quick recap of all the important topics. And along with that, we are also going to discuss all the previous year questions or the 10 important previous year questions that is very important in order to score well in your examination, and that those previous year questions that I will be taking on and solving live with all of you will be very important to help you out in your preparation. Okay, so I hope this is going to be really beneficial. So students who are basically new to this particular channel, I would recommend all of you to please subscribe to the particular channel because we are coming live every day and we are discussing all the important topics of maths, and along with the previous year questions we are basically discussing and preparing or revising the concepts for and getting ready for the JEE Mains second attempt. All right. So please let me know if you have any questions or else we will proceed. Okay. So today's session is going to be really important. So sit tight, grab a notebook and a pen and start solving the questions along with me. Okay. So I will give you some time to solve the questions. Please try to solve it by yourself and tell me what the answer you're getting. Okay. And if you're not able to solve it, try to watch the solutions and try to understand the way I'm solving it. Okay. So that next time when you have the similar type of questions, you're also able to solve that particular problem when it come up for your examination. I hope this is going to really help you out for your JEE Mains preparation. Okay. So if you're someone who's new to this particular channel, I would recommend all of you to please subscribe to the particular channel, and you can find all the sessions that has been conducted so far on the live list. Okay, so I have taken a lot of live lectures and where we have discussed about the coordinate geometry. We started with quadratic equations, sequence series, binomial theorem and complex numbers, right? Also we have discussed about the logarithmic functions, right? So there are a lot of portions that have been already been covered. Okay, so I would request all of you to please go back to those particular sessions and please watch those sessions and come with this particular session. Okay, and you can also find the Telegram channel link in the description box of this particular session. Please join the Telegram channel in order to find the lecture materials as well as the previous year questions and more mock test. Okay, so I will be keeping on posting regular content in the Telegram channel itself. So don't forget to join the Telegram channel. And if you want live one-to-one interaction or a personalized doubt clearance, you can always contact the given number in the description box. Okay, so with that, let's start our today's discussion, and today we're going to discuss about the permutation and combination portion, right? The permutation and combination is really an interesting chapter, and when I was a student I really loved this chapter because this chapter more or less basically it includes more of like thinking, and you just have to count the number of cases. That really includes the cases on counting the cases such that this particular case or favorable case actually occurs, right? So that is what you have to basically deal about with this particular chapter, right? And if you look at the probability, in using probability also you have to count the number of favorable cases and the number of total cases with. So for that also you are also going to use the case of permutation and combinations. Okay, so I will be telling you this entire chapter how we are going to discuss at the chapter, right? So let's get started on this particular chapter. Now before we start on the chapter, I would request all of you to please, if you haven't started studying, please try to go back to the NCERT as well as start solving the questions from the NCERT exemplar. Okay, so with this two practice, it will be easy for all of you to understand and get on with this particular session. Okay, so please try to follow this session as mentioned over here. So then once you're done with this NCERT as well as NCERT exemplar problems, please try to practice these previous year questions along with me, right? So if you're done with this NCERT and NCERT exemplar, and please make sure that you prepare some short notes. Okay, please make sure to prepare short notes, because that is going to be really helpful in order to understand or revise the chapter or keep track of all the important concepts when you are going before the examination, right? So that is going to be really very beneficial to all of you, right? So with that, let's get started. So today our goal is to discuss about the concept of permutation combination, and we're going to see the previous year questions of the JEE mains, right? So we are going to do some paper analysis as well. So the paper analysis that I have done so far, so some of the statistical data is that if you look at a 2024 paper, you can see the weightage was around 3.5%, which is roughly one question. And if you look at 2023, the weightage was around 5.3%. So roughly it is 1.5 questions. Okay. So, and if you look at 2022 paper, it was the weightage was 3.04%, which is again roughly one question. Right. So, and if you look at the 2021 paper, then it was the percentage was something around 3.21%, right? Which is roughly around again one question. Okay, so you can see some year there are one question, some year there are two questions, right? So at least you can expect one or two questions from this particular chapter. Okay, and I can guarantee you that not only this chapter is important, because you will find the concept of this particular question in the chapter of probability. Okay, so therefore this makes it a very important chapter to understand as well as to practice questions from, right? And you will see that this is a beautiful chapter. Once you understand the basics, the question is very interesting. Okay, so that I will talk about in the coming questions. Okay, so let us move with the first question. So with this, I have our first question over here. So the question is talking about that we have a word that is basically given as KANPUR, Kanpur, and we have to basically find out that when we do multiple permutations along with this particular word Kanpur, then using the letters of the word Kanpur, then what is, and if you try to arrange them in a dictionary, then what is the 440th word or the position in the arrangement, right? So what is basically talking about is that we have to basically find the word which is occurring at the 440th location. Now, please make sure that whenever you have these kinds of question, it is not necessarily that the word must have a grammatical or a meaning to it, right? It might not have a meaning, but what you have to do basically to arrange the letters alphabetically as if it is arranged in a dictionary order, right? So if you have ever come across a dictionary, which I know that you haven't, right? Because these days students are basically more into typing the answers in the Google and get out their meaning, right? But in earlier days, like during our times, like when I was a kid, I used to look for the word's meaning in the dictionary, right? So in that dictionary, you have to search the word or particular word by its starting letter, right? So then you come at all the words as an alphabetically order it is written. Okay, so if you look at the given word over here, so the given word over here is basically given as Kanpur, right? So if I try to arrange the letters of the word in alphabetical order, so I see that A will come first, and then your K will come, and then your N will come, and then your P will come, and then your R will come, and then at the end their U will come, right? So this is with accordance to the alphabetical order. I am writing this all the letters of this particular word, right? So these are the letters, right? Letters in alphabetical order, right? So these are the letters in the alphabetical order. So let us try to understand that what are the number of words that can be formed if I use the starting letter alphabet A, right? So what is basically said that if all the words with or without meaning using the letters of the word Kanpur are arranged in a dictionary, then the word at the 440th location I have to find it out, right? So let us start with the, so if I start with the letter A, so let us see how many possible words can be formed using the letter A. So if I fix the first letter of the word as A, then and if you see that the number of letters over here is basically there are 6 letters, right? So if I fix the first letter as A, and in the remaining 5 position, I can have any freedom, so I can permute it along all the 5 letters in this 5 position as 5 factorials, right? So I am writing this as a number of ways. Okay, so this is the number of ways I can have, or number of ways or number of words. Okay, so if A is at the first letter, the number of word is given as 5 factorial. Similarly, if I have K as the first letter of the word, if K is given as the first letter of the word, and then in the 5 position, the number of word possible is 5 factorial. And similarly, if I have N as the first letter, then again it will be 5 factorial as the number of words, right? Now if you try to sum up 5 factorial, 5 factorial is 120, similarly this is 120 and this is 120, right? So if you try to sum up, this is going to be 360, right? Which is very close to the 440, right? Now if you again take one more letter P, now if you again take one more letter P, then you arrange the number of words, that is going to be 5 factorial. So then from the letters or the word starting with the letter P is going to, and if you go after P, the words starting with the letter P, so after that if you go, so that is again going to be 120. So 120 plus 120 plus 120 plus another 120, that is going to be 480, right? Which is basically greater than 440. So that means that your words, the 448 word of the letters using these particular letters will be basically lying in this particular zone. I hope this is clear to all of you. Okay, so the 440th word of the dictionary order will be definitely lying in this particular zone. Okay, will lie in this particular zone with the letter P as a first letter, right? Now you have to understand over here is that now you have to find out that what is a 440th word, right? So from till here I am done with the 360th word, right? So 361st word will start with the letter P, right? So let us try to understand that if I have P and A as a starting letter, then I have 4 places, right? So which I can permute and try to find out number of words, that will be 4 factorial. So which is going to be 24, right? So that is another going to be 360 plus 24, that is going to be 384, right? And then I have the P, S, P and K as the first 2 letters of the starting word, and then again we have 4 places. So number of word with P and K as the starting letter will be another 4 factorial, which is basically going to be 24. So if I just add 24 to it, it is going to be equal to 408, right? It is going to be simply equal to 408, right? So therefore you understand that your 408, then you go on with this letter Pn, and if you just again see, if you just take it, it is going to be 4 factorial, right? That is again 24. So from here till here we are basically getting 432 word letters, right? Now which is very very close to 440th, right? So therefore your letter will have your word will have Pn as a starting 2 letters, and then please correct me if I am doing any wrong. So let me just recheck. So that is 360 per 24 is going to 384. 384 plus 24 is 408 and 332, right? So then if I start with a letter P, then it is going to start with the letter PR, right? But therefore, if I start with the letter PR and I go with, again it is going to be 4 factorial, which is going to exceed this 440, right? So therefore your words or that particular 440th word is going to lie in this particular zone. So therefore our first letter should be PR. Then I will have the third letter as A. So let us see, then we have 3 places. So that is going to be number of words with PRA will be having 3 factorial, right? We'll be having 3 factorial, which is basically 6. So therefore this is going to cover, that is 438th word, right? Then it basically means that the next part of the letter, that is PRK, is going to have it as the first 3 letters. Then I will have A over here, and then I have 2 places, right? Then I have 2 places which can be arranged as 2 factorial. So again it is going to be 2, and which is basically making it as 440th, right? So therefore PRANU is going to be that particular 448th word that I'm basically trying to find it out. So that is going to be the 440th word of this particular formed using this particular letter, right? So that is going to generate me the 440th word. So I hope you understand that the way I am basically solving it, right? So first I tried with, now this question will be little bit confusing if you are starting to solve this question for the very first time, and if you haven't practiced this kind of question, then this question will going to be really important. Okay, please try to understand how am I going on solving the questions of dictionary order, right? I hope this is clear to all of you. If it is not clear, you can always ask a question. You can always tell me the question that you are having, right? I will repeat it again if you want. Okay, if something is not clear, you can tell me. I will repeat it again. All right, so I hope this is clear, right? Because it's simply just I'm just alphabetically arranging the letters in a different position so as to generate the word in the dictionary order. I hope this is clear, right? So therefore from here you see the answer to this particular problem is going to be PRANU, right? PRKANU. That is going to be option number, that is going to be option number B as our correct answer, right? Now why B is going to be a correct answer, I will tell you, because this is a word, sorry, this is the word which is the first location, but I have the word in the second location, right? In order to get 440th letter, I should have the word in the second location, which is going to be of UNN, right? So PRAUN is going to be the 440th word, because your 439 word is going to be equal to PRKANU, right? That is going to be a 439th word, and if you just change these two positions, then that is going to be the 440th word, right? I hope this is clear to all of you. So with this, you will have your option B. With this, you will have your option B as the correct answer for this particular problem. With this, you will have your option B as the correct answer for this particular problem. I hope this is clear to all of you, right? Please let me know if this is clear or not. Please tell me if it is clear or not. I will repeat it again if it is not clear anywhere. Okay. Fine. So shall we proceed with the next problem? So if you haven't prepared this type of question, I would definitely say please practice these questions. The dictionary questions are going to be really, really important. Okay. Now every year I am seeing in any of the attempt there are dictionary based question coming up in each and every year, right? So that basically makes this type of question really, really important. Okay. So please star mark this problem as an important problem. Okay. Please star mark this problem as an important problem, because this is going to be really, really important. Okay, this is going to be really, really important, I would say it. Okay, so please make sure that you practice these questions, understand and apply accordingly, right? And please do practice some questions of this type. That will actually help you up for your upcoming part. Okay, so with this, let's move to the next problem. So next problem is talking about that let P denotes the set of 7-digit numbers whose sum of their digits is basically equal to 11, right? So basically we have a 7-digit number whose sum of the digits are basically going to be equals to 11, right? So that is we have a 7-digit number, whose whose sum of the digits whose sum of the digits is equals to 11, right? I have a 7-digit numbers P. So P is a set of this 7-digit number. So P denotes the set of this particular number whose sum of the digits is equal to 11, right? And if P is formed using only digits, okay, now using digits, so the digits that is possible is basically 1, 2 and 3 only. Okay, so the digits that are possible are only 1, 2 and 3. So if you have to create using the digits 1, 2 and 3 the 7-digit number whose sum is equal to 11, then the possible solutions are going to be like, so the first case is going to number of numbers that is created using, so the cases that can be possible is that if you have 5 number of 1 and 1 3 and 2 3, then that is going to be sum is going to be equal to, so the sum is going to be equal to 11, right? That is 6 plus 5 is going to be 11, and of this particular type I will have of this particular type the number of numbers possible, that is going to be equal to 7 factorial, that is going to be equal to, simply going to be equal to 7 factorial divided by 2 factorial divided by 5 factorial. Now I hope you know that whenever you do arrangements of alike objects of one particular type and alike objects of another particular type, then we basically have to divide it by the number of factorial, that is basically the number of alike objects. Okay, that is a set of alike object will be occurring some certain number of times, right? So that factorial you have to divide it with the entire number of elements that you are basically trying to arrange. Okay, so that is something that you have already discussed in your basics part, right? So I am not discussing this part over here. I hope this is clear to all of you, right? So therefore you will see that this is going to be equal to 21. So therefore 21 numbers are possible which is of this particular order, of this particular type, right? Similarly, if you look at, if you can also make this sum as 11 by taking 4 number of ones and 2 twos and 1 3. So that is going to give you, so 4 plus this is going to be 7. So 4 plus 7 is going to be equals to 11, right? So that is also generated with a simple answer. So therefore this number of words is going to be equal to 7 factorial divided by 2 factorial divided by 4 factorial, and that is going to be equal to 105, right? Similarly, there can be also possible cases when now this is all about making cases. Okay, now this is something that you have to basically try to think out and do it as a kind of an aptitude. Okay, and there can be also cases when basically you have 3 number of 1 and 4 number of 2s, right? So that is also generated the answer as, so 4 number of 2s means 8 plus 3 is going to be 11. The sum of the digits is going to be 11, and therefore this number of numbers will be occurring as 7 factorial divided by 3 factorial divided by 4 factorial, and that is going to generate the answer as 35. So therefore, if you have to count for the total number of elements in set P. So if you now have to count for total number of elements of set P, or what the cardinality of set P is, it is going to be 35 plus 105 plus 21, and that is going to generate the answer as 161. That is going to generate the answer as 161. I hope this is clear to all of you. Please let me know if you have any questions. I hope this is clear to every one of you. Okay, so this is not a difficult one. I rather it's a very simple problem. Just you have to analyze and have to use your aptitude. Okay, just try to use your aptitude and you will get these answers. Okay, really very simple. So just make some cases and try to get the number of words possible from that number of cases. Okay, so that is going to be really easy. Okay, so please let me know if you are not able to understand any part of the question over here. I can repeat that up. Okay, fine. I hope this is clear to all of you. Please let me know if something is not clear. Okay, and please, whenever you are looking at any question, please try to solve it by yourself. And then try to watch the solution. Okay, first of all, try to solve it by yourself and try to get the answer. Okay, so from here, if you have solved it by yourself, have you got the answer as C? So that is going to be the right answer. Okay, so the right answer to this particular problem is going to be option number C. Okay, so with this, let's move to the next problem. I hope you have already done and solved the problem. Very simple. Next problem, let us move to the next problem. So next problem is talking about that your NCR minus 1 is given as 28 and your NCR is given as 56, right? And your NCR plus 1 is given as 70, right? So from there, you have to basically find out for the value of N and R, right? So that is very simple. You just have to simply remember one of our important property of the binomial coefficient, that is NCR divided by NCR minus 1 is equals to N minus R plus 1 divided by R. That is going to be the simple property, right? N minus R plus 1 divided by R, right? So that is what I'm going to use it over here. So if you just do NCR by NCR minus 1, that is going to be 56 upon 28, and that is going to be 2, right? That is going to be equal to 2. All right. So from here, you will have N minus R plus 1 is equals to 2R, and that is going to generate you the answer as N plus 1 is equals to 3R. N plus 1 is equals to 3R. That is one of the equation consisting of N and R. Similarly, if I use the second expression, that is NC R plus 1 divided by NCR, that is going to be equal to N minus R plus 1 divided by R plus 1, and that is going to be equals to 70 divided by 56, and that is going to be simply equal to 5 upon 4. That is going to simply equals to 5 upon 4, right? I hope this is making sense to all of you. So that's going to be simply equals to 5 upon 4, right? So we can do the simply cross multiplication. So from here, it is going to be N minus R divided by R minus 1 is equals to 5 upon 4, and that's going to generate the answer as, so that's going to generate you one more equation in N and R, and that particular given equation is going to be 9 times of R. 9 times of R is equals to 4n minus 5. 9 times of R is equals to 4n minus 5. That is going to be the second equation. So you have two unknowns, N and R, and two equations. So you can definitely solve for these two unknowns, right? So solve for 1 and 2, and therefore you will get N is equals to, so if you just try to solve for 1 and 2, you will get N is equal to 8, and R is equal to 3. You will get N is equal to 8 and R is equal to 3. That is very simple, straightforward, right? So we have two equations and two unknown. From that we solve it for N and R, and we got the value of N is equal to 8 and R is equal to 3. I hope this is clear and making sense to all of you, right? Then it is talking about that your A, B and C are the vertices of the triangle where T is the parameter, and if it is given as 3x minus 1 whole square plus 3y square is equal to alpha is the locus of the centroid of this particular triangle ABC, then what is the value of this alpha, right? So you can see this locus is basically given an equation of a circle, right? So if you just look at this question, So from this question, you can see this point A is given as 4 cos t, comma 4 sin t, right? Similarly, your vertex B is given as 2 sin t, comma minus of 2 cos t, and your vertex C is given as 3r minus n, comma r square minus n minus 1, r square minus n minus of 1. Right, so minus of 1, that is the point vertex C, right? So therefore, if you just put the value, that is going to be equals to 1 comma 0. You just put the value of r and n, which you have already calculated. So you will find out that the value will be coming out as simply as 1 comma 0, right? Now if you have these particular points and you see that the locus of this particular centroid, okay, so centroid's locus, so centroid locus is basically given as 3x minus 1 whole square plus 3y whole square is equals to alpha, which you can always try to find it out as. Now interestingly over here, to understand some important thing is that now the locus is basically the centroid, right? So x and y are just the centroid, right? So what you can do, you can try to always find the x and y or the centroid of the triangle by simply doing xa plus xb plus xc divided by 3, comma ya plus yb plus yc divided by 3. That is going to give you the coordinate of the centroid, right? This is going to be the coordinate of the centroid, right? So from here, if you just try to put it back in this value equation, so you will find out that this particular point, so I can just have this particular point and substitute over here. So I'm going to generate the answer as, so that's going to be 4 times of cos t plus 2 times of sin t whole square plus 4 times of sin t minus 4 minus cos t whole square is equals to that particular value, that is alpha, right? This is going to be the alpha. All right, so from here, so that you can compare, and if you once you calculate this particular expression, your alpha is going to come out as 20. That is what I have got as my solution. So I hope you can try to solve it. You will find, if you find out that, you'll find out very simple, that is this sine and cos term will get cancelled out actually. Okay, this sine and cos term will actually get cancelled out. So once you put that back into this equation, you will get the value of alpha is equals to 20, which is very simple, right? So it is a combination of simple properties of the binomial coefficients, okay, or the combinatorial coefficient, and just using that coefficient to solve for one value for a triangle, and that for triangle we have to calculate the locus of it, right? So from that locus we have to find the unknown value, that is your alpha, and so from this question you will see the alpha value is going to be 20. That is option number C, which is the correct answer for particular problem. I hope this is clear to all of you. Please let me know if this is clear or not. Please let me know if this is clear or not. So this is going to be very simple and straightforward, right? So once you calculate the value of n and r, you can solve for the particular triangle, and then you will get the locus of the coordinate or the centroid, right? So you will get the coordinate of the centroid as the following circle, that is 3x minus 1 whole square plus 3y whole square is equals to alpha. That is going to be the locus of the centroid of the triangle ABC, as mentioned in the problem, right? So from here you can see the option, the alpha value is going to be equal to 20, which is option number C, right? I hope this is clear to all of you. I hope this part is clear to all of you. Please let me know if this is clear or not, right? So very simple, straightforward, right? We just use the properties and that's all. So moving to the next problem. So the next problem is talking about the number of 5-digit numbers or number of different 5-digit numbers which is greater than 50,000 that can be formed using the following digits 0 to 7, such that the sum of the first and the last digit should not be more than 8, right? So interesting question. So if you see the digits are possible, digits possible are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and 7, right? And also you have to find the number n which is greater than 50,000, right? Which is greater than 50,000, right? So therefore, and also to mention that the first digit and the last digit, the sum of the first digit and the last digit should be greater than 8, right? That is something that you have to need to ensure for. right? So you have to see the number of the numbers which is basically formed, which is greater than 50,000. So what is the number of cases is that? So whenever you can have numbers whose first digit is 5, right? If you have the first digit 5, then you will take care that the last digit less than less than 3, right? Because the sum should not be greater than 8, right? So let us try to make some cases. So let us try to make some cases and try to account for it. So if I have the first digit as 5, and then I try to have the number and the last digit is 0, and similarly 5 and the last digit is 1, right? So similarly, this is the cases that I can have. So the first and the last digit, possible first and the last digit are 5 and 2 can be the case, right? And similarly 5 and 3, right? If you have 5 and 4, that is going to be the sum is going to be 9, and that cannot be the possible solution, right? Similarly, if you just go with 6 as the first digit and the last digit as 0, that is the possible case. 6 and 1 is possible, 6 and 2 is possible, that's it. And similarly 7 and 0 is possible, right? Except that 7 and 1 is also possible. 7 and 1 is possible. These are all the possible cases. So this is case 1, this is going to be case 2, this is going to be case 3, this is going to be case 4, right? So similarly, this is going to be case 5, this is going to, sorry, is going to case 5, case 6, 7, 8, and 9. So there are total going to be 9 cases, right? There is going to be 9 cases. And each of these cases, so you have to count number of words that are possible, right? So it is very simple. You are starting with a non-zero letter such that this 7-digit number, so that is going to be equal to 7 factorial, right? It is just the arrangement of this all the individual digits such that you don't arrange the first digit. So therefore, it should not be 7 factorial, rather it should be 5 factorial. Sorry, 6 factorial. Extremely sorry, 6 factorial. Because this particular place is fixed and all the 6 remaining digits can be permuted among each other. So that is going to be 6 factorial, right? So this is clear. But the interesting part is that now there is nowhere mentioned that a letter cannot be repeated. A letter cannot be repeated. So therefore, 6 factorial will only occur when you are talking of the case when it is the letters are not repeated. But there is no mention that the letter cannot be repeated, right? So repetition is allowed. Okay, repetitions is allowed. Okay, so repetitions is allowed. So when the repetition is allowed, let us try to understand the number of possible words. So there are total 9 cases, and each of the cases will have the same number of words forming out, right? So because there are 7 digits, so if you just look at, there are a number of 8 possible cases, right? So each digit will be, each of the places of the digits will have 8 possible cases, right? 8 possible cases. Similarly, this is 8 cases, right? So this is going to generate you the 9 into 8 to the power, so 8 to the power 6, right? So that is going to be, just let me check. Sorry, extremely sorry that I have to basically make 5-digit letters, right? Extremely sorry. 5-digit letters. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4 already done, right? So that is going to be the letters over here, right? And your last digit is already fixed, so that is 0, right? Similarly, the last digit and the first digit are fixed, right? So if you just look at over here, your last digit and the first digit are fixed, so therefore you are having only 3 places, right? And in the 3 places, you can put the words as, you can put the letters as in 8 cases, 8 possible cases, right? So you can put the letters in 8 possible cases. So there are in total 9 cases, and out of the each cases, the number of words that is possible is 8 into 8, right? So that is going to be giving me the cases. So 9 into 8 cube, that is going to be equal to 4608, right? But interestingly, there is one case when you have 50,000 also coming up, right? But this is not included in the set because the number should be greater than 50,000. So therefore, this total number of cases will also include 50,000. So I have to separate one in order to get total cases. Total cases of numbers that you need is basically equal to 46808 minus of 1, and that is going to be equal to 4607. That is going to be equal to 4607, right? So with this you will have option number D as our correct answer. So with this you will have option D as the correct answer. I hope this is clear to every one of you. I hope this is clear to every one of you. Please let me know if it is clear or not. So this is clear to every one of you. you can always stop me in the middle and you can ask me for any doubts. Okay. And if you're watching the session after the live session is already over, so you can always put the question in the comment section. Okay. I will be looking for your comments. All right. So please let me know if you have any questions, or else we can proceed with the next problem. Please let me know if you have any questions. Right. So I hope this is clear to every one of you. So let us move to the next problem. So next problem is again a really interesting problem where you have to basically look for the arrangement of some objects of the same type and some different object of the another same type, right? So it is saying that this question is very simple and very frequently asked question. Okay, this is a very frequently asked question, so you can always star mark this question and make sure that you recall this question before you go to the paper. Okay, so it is saying that there is a group A, which is consisting of 7 boys and 3 girls, and similarly group B is consisting of 6 boys and 5 girls, right? That is what the individual groups composition are looking like, right? Now I have to find out the number of ways 4 boys and 4 girls can be invited. That means 4 boys and 4 girls can be selected for a picnic if 5 of them must be from group A and the remaining 3 from group B. So I have to at least select 5 from group A and 3 from group B. So how am I going to arrange for this number of cases, right? So what I see that there has to be 5 people from this group A. Now 5 people can be any combination of boys and girls, and similarly 3 people from group B, which can be any possible combinations of boys and girls. So what I'm going to do is again going to make some cases. So again, we have to basically make cases. So very first case is possible is that, so I call 3 girls and 2 boys from group A, and 1 girl and 2 boy from group B. That is going to generate me the simple case. Similarly, the second case can be possible such that I call 2 girls. So this is basically 3 girls and 2 boys. Okay, 3 girls and 2 boys, right? Fine. Now if I call 2 girls and 4 boys, sorry, 3 boys. So 2 girls and 3 boys from group A, from group A and from group B, if I choose 2 girls and 1 boy. And similarly, case 3 or third case can be like from group A if I choose 1 girl and 4 boys, and from group B if I choose 3 girls and no boys. So these are all the possible cases that I can generate in order to select or invite 4 number of boys and 4 number of girls. I have to also maintain the criteria that I am inviting 4 number of boys and 4 number of girls. Okay, so from this, if you just try to find out the total ways to invite them. So now from here, if you find out the total number of ways to invite them is going to be, so first case, so out of the seven boys, you have to choosing 2 boys, and then out of 3 girls, you're choosing 3 girls, right? And then from group B, out of 6 boys, you're choosing 2 boys, and then out of 5 girls, you're choosing only 1 girl. Plus the second case is that 7 boys, so out of 7 boys, you're choosing 3 boys, and then out of 3 girls, you're choosing 2 girls. And from group B, you're doing out of 6, you're choosing only 1, and 5 C2, that is going to be 5 girls, and in 5 girls, you're choosing only 2. Plus the third case, that is going to be out of 7, you're choosing only 4 boys, and out of 3 girls, you're choosing only 1 girls, and then out of the group B, you're choosing out of 6, you're choosing no boys, and out of 5 girls, you're choosing 3 number of girls, right? And that is going to be total number of ways in order to invite the 4 boys and 4 girls for a picnic, such that 5 persons are from group A and 3 from group B. So that is going to generate you the answer. So we just try to solve it individually and multiply and try to add it up. You will get the relation answer as 8,925. That is going to be the number of possible cases in which you can meet this particular criteria. So from here you will see that your option number A is going to be the correct answer for this particular problem. So from here you will see option A is going to be the correct answer for this particular problem. I hope this is clear to all of you. I hope this is clear to all of you. Okay. Please let me know if you have any questions. Please let me know if you have any questions. This is going to be really important. Okay, so make sure that you understand these problems. Okay, and please try to practice these kinds of problems so as to have a good grip on these questions. Okay, because these questions are frequently repeated. Okay, in each and every shift you can find out these kinds of questions are repeated. Okay, so I hope this part is clear to all of you. I hope this part is clear to all of you. Right. So please let me know if something is not clear. I will repeat it again. Okay. All right. So switching gears. So let's move to the next part. So next part is again a similar kind of problems, that is basically we have to arrange all the letters of the word daughter such that all the vowels never come together. Now these types of questions are basically solved using the bundle method, or we call it as a gap method, right? When it is talking about never coming together, that means we have to basically do gap analysis, right? So if you just look at the letters of this word, so the letters are D, A, U, G, H, T, E, and R, right? Now, out of them, the vowels, so out of them, the vowels are A, E, I, O, U. So, over here, only there are three vowels, right? So, if we just look at this case, there are only three vowels, right? So if you just check over the cases, there are only three vowels, right? So out of this particular, so there are total 8 letters, and out of these 8 letters, the total number of words possible are, the total number of words that are possible, the total words, the total words possible are basically equal to 8 factorial, right? Now, I have to basically make those cases where the vowels are not together. So if my vowels are not together, so if my vowels are not together, I'm just going to do the gap analysis. I'm just going to do the gap analysis, and that is what saying that I have to basically arrange all the other letters which are basically representing by cross, right? Or let us say I'm representing all the other non-vowels, that is basically going to be D, G, H, T, and R, right? And in these 5 letters, and out of this 5 letters, there will be a total of 6 gaps. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there are going to be 6 gaps. So X denotes the number of gaps. So in these gaps, if you try to manage or fit your vowels, then you are going to generate the required number of solution. Okay, so what you see over here is that, so if you just try to find those cases, the number of cases in which the vowels are together, or rather you can also try to solve this question by keeping the vowels together, so if the vowels are together, that is going to be your bundle method. So if vowels are together, so then the number of cases are basically, so therefore if vowels are together, then I will just put it as a bundle, then I will just tie with a bundle, then I will try to tie these vowels, that is basically A, E, U, with a bundle, and in these other letters, that is D, G, H, T, and R, and in this, and I will treat this particular as one quantity and this 5 as a 5 quantity, right? So therefore, out of this, if vowels are together, then number of words possible. If vowels are together, the number of words possible is basically going to be 6 factorial multiplied with the, now the internal arrangement of these letters A, U is possible. So that is going to be another 3 factorial cases. So that is going to be the number of words for which I'm having the vowels together, right? Now if vowels are not are not together. If the vowels are not together, then that is basically given by 8 factorial, that is total number of words, minus 6 factorial into 3 factorial. That is going to be the number of cases when the vowels are not together. Okay, so that is, we can simplify it out as 6 factorial is common. That is going to give you 8 into 6 minus 3 factorial, right, which is going to generate the answer as 720 into 50. Now this is going to come out as, so you can just calculate this part, this is going to come out as 36,000. Okay, that is going to come out as 36,000. So from here you can see option number D is going to be the correct answer. Okay, just I simply use the bundle method to keep all the vowels together, and when all the vowels are not together, that is basically the number of total words minus the number of cases when the vowels are together. So if I have to calculate for complement of a function, then it is basically total number of the set. So that is simply just I have used a set theory over here, right? So it is basically given like this. So if I have to find out number of elements in A complement, that is basically equal to total number of elements, that is a universal set, minus the number of elements in the set A. So that is going to generate you the answer of the number of elements in the complement of a particular set A. Right. I hope this is clear to all of you. I hope this part is clear to all of you. Hi, Sai Samrat. Okay, how to solve by gap method? Okay, I'll tell you. So if you just look at the gap method, so the non-vowel letters are D, then G, G, H, T, and R, right? And in this, there are 6 gaps. Right? So out of the 6 gaps, what you can try to do is that, so out of the 6 gaps, you have to basically choose any 3 gaps. So out of the 6 gaps, you choose any 3 gaps, and in these 3 gaps, if you try to arrange the vowels, that is going to be 3 factorial, right? So this is basically the case for vowel arrangement. And now the non-vowels can be always arranged among themselves as 5 factorial ways. So if we just calculate this also, you're also going to get the answer as 36,000. You're also going to get the answer as 36,000. Okay. Did you get the solution, Sai? Sai Samrat, is this clear? Is this part clear, Sai Samrat? Please confirm. Okay. I hope this is clear to every one of you. Okay. So this part was a very similar problem. Okay. So once you understand the basics, you can solve any varieties of problems. Okay. Now with this, I am basically going to give some of the questions as homework. So this is an interesting problem that you can always try to solve it by simple using the basic concept of your permutation. Okay. So this is going to be a homework problem. Please let me know the answer that you are getting for this particular problem in the comment section. Okay. Yes, Sai. What's the issue? What's the issue? Can you please try it? Okay, let me check. Yeah, I am basically getting it. Fine. Anyhow, you are basically having this method, right? That is, you can always do this complement of a set, right? So that will also are giving you the result, right? So don't worry. Yeah, fine. It's okay. All right. So please try to solve this problem as a homework problem, okay? And let me know the answer you're having in the comment section. Yeah, great. Are you getting this side, right? So please try to solve the second problem, okay? This particular problem as a homework problem, okay? And let me know the answer you are getting in the comment section. And I hope you have joined the Telegram group, okay? So I will be sharing you this lecture material in the Telegram group itself, okay? And if you want any personalized questions or you want to have a personalized doubt clearance, you can always contact the given number in the description box, okay? So looking forward for your positive response in this particular solution. So with this, I basically request all of you, if you are enjoying the session, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you are new to this particular channel, so please subscribe to the particular channel, and as much as possible, try to share this particular channel or the session with your friends. Okay, make sure that your friends are also getting access of these particular sessions. Okay, these sessions are just available for free, so you can just use this particular session for your betterment, right? And you can prepare for the upcoming JEE main second attempt from this particular session itself. Okay, so with this, I'm going to end the session over here. So I hope you are getting everything over here. So with this, let us end our session, and thank you.